Hello, students. So right now I'm gonna be teaching the roadmap unit 7A. No, just 8A, sorry. Okay, so remember that in here you must have your book, your roadmap book. So let's start over again because this is the lesson overview. So let's start with the when I was young, unit 8A. Okay, just making sure that what I am showing on the screen you are able to see. Using the verbs in the past simple tense. So this is the goal for this unit. The grammar simple, but we're gonna be using the regular verbs. Remember, the regular verbs are the verbs that ends on ed. And here we have some pictures. So in these pictures is making the choice when you're buying activities that you do when you were young. Okay, this is a boy looking at the shell or starfish, doing homework in the classroom, and also doing a ride. Okay, now that we can understand what's going on or what's happening in the pictures, let's go to the part of the vocabulary practice. In hitting this part, number 1A. I'm gonna delete all of the drawings that I made. Okay, here it is. In the first practice about looking at the pictures and what you can see, I already described it. For example, in the picture A, there's a girl on a bike. Also, we can say there's a girl bike riding. Okay, so we need to read this and you need to choose which picture corresponds to the reading or which picture describes best the text. So when I was young, I lived in a village in Norway. Its name was Nostrum. I traveled to school by bus every day. The school bus was old. So in here, it's making you the guessing part. So the school bus was old. I like it. On the bus, I talked to my friends about football. Every week I watched game on that computer. I love Manchester United and I wanted to play for them. I played football every day with my friends. After school, I was happy then. So once the you read this and understand the text, you need to look back to the pictures and select which one do you understand is it. Okay, if the text is telling me about the school bus and going on a bus, so probably it should be the B. Okay, remember in a text we need to find words that describe better the picture. So if we look back again, it's the B because the boy is on a bus. Continue to the next part. I'm going to show you the page view has a student book. So in here we had an activity last class that was the verbs that we have in circle, and also the things that you can do with the verb. For example, travel, I can travel by to work. I can travel to work. I can travel to school. I can travel to my grandmother's house. I can travel by any transportation or some transportations. For example, I travel by bus, by car. I travel by train. We need to play with this word. I watch TV, I watch movies, I watch TV shows. Number 3, live. Where do you live or live with? For example, I live in a city. I live in an old town. I live with parents. I live with my friends because we are a students mate, a roommates. So you can find any kind of people or places to use the word live. What about games? Okay, I can play games. I can also play. I'm sorry because of that. Okay, I can play with friends, with parents, with my classmates. I also can play, not also a game. I can play an instrument. Talk, number 5. So I can talk about something, a specific topic. For example, the example that we have in here is the weather. So I can talk about weather. I can talk about um, politics. I can talk about many things. I can talk to my parents, to my friends, to my teachers, to my classmates. Okay, in this activity, we made like it was like a table. We made a table, and you had to select. I'm gonna check it here. Let's see how it looks. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Okay. So, for example, travel, you're gonna write how many words or how many things can you do when you travel. So, you're going to complete this table in your notebook, in your English notebook, or on a paper. Okay, if you have a space on your if you have a space in here, you can the line and you also can add more words in each categories or each verbs because that one are verbs that we are gonna change it to the past regular past verbs. So let's go back and travel. I can travel by bus, I can travel to work, I can travel to school, I can travel by car. Watch, I can watch TV, I can watch movies, okay? I can watch a game. I live. I live in a city, I live in an apartment, I live in a house, I live in town, I live in a forest, live with my friends, with my parents, with my grandma. I live in a village. I play footballs. I play games. I play with friends. Talk. We can talk about weather, we can talk about a specific subject, for example, we can talk about fishing, about I can talk to my friends, I can talk about football. Okay, so you're gonna add more things in each of this one. So in here, I'm gonna play the audio. Hopefully, I hope that you can listen to.
Unit 8. Recording 1.
Travel to work. Travel by bus. Travel to school. Watch TV. Watch game. Live with my parents. Live in a city. Live in a village. Play games. Play with friends. Play football. Talk about the weather. Talk about the weather. Talk to my parents. Talk to my friends. Talk about football.
Okay, now we just spend the part number 2 of the vocabulary. I am sorry because there's a car selling something. I'm gonna just mute in here. Part number 3. So in here, we're gonna add words, phrases that in the box, okay, to form the word map. This is from exercise number 2A. Okay, this is from that exercise. Let me just zoom out. Oops, sorry. This is from this activity, okay? So we have the words like in the town, and you need to add more. Just let me erase or delete all of these drawings. Okay, in here we have many words right now, and we need to select them and write it down. Okay, in a town, which one is the best category to write in a town? We have travel, we have watch, we have live, play, and talk. So if I live with my parents, I live in a city, I live in a village, I can say I live in a town. For example, travel to my grandparents' house, travel by car, travel with my family. Another, that's number 2. Watch. I watch TV, I watch a game. Other things that I can watch is a film. Remember that this is a British vocabulary, and also is a British pronunciations or accents. So film, it's movie. So I watched a film. I live. I live in a town. I live with my family. I live in a house. Play. Play games, play with friends, play football. Also, we have in here tennis. I play tennis. And also, I can say that play with my family. I can play with my family. To talk, we can talk about any topic. For example, about. When we have a sentence about, quiere decir acerca de o sobre algo, ¿ok? Un tema específico. So talk about the weather. Another example that we have in here in the vocabulary is talk about my weekend. I can tell you what was and talk to my friends, talk about football. Talk to my teacher. Here is my teacher. So I can talk to them too. Okay, these one are some examples that you have in here, and you need to write it on the correct category. So this one should be that part when we are completed. Okay, let's go to the next part of this unit. Remember, this is gonna be a really quick teaching part. Okay, it's really quick. It's been 16 minutes already. Okay, make the sentence about yourself. So in here, you need to see or use that practice from 2A and 3A. 2A, 3A. Okay, so you have or check examples and make your own. Okay, you're gonna make your own sentence. For example, I often play football. I every morning I go to town with my family. Just can write, for example, it doesn't say how many, but you can write almost 3 or 5 sentences using the examples. Also, you can go to the app to check more activities. So I'm gonna go to the part that can be more specific. Now let's see this part about the reading part. So in here, you need to read these 3 things, the 3 people in here, and to check what like a school, and you do the check mark. This is the check mark. You're gonna do the check mark. So who liked the school? Nanami, Michael or Mikhail, I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry. Lucy, who traveled every year. So you need to find out which one traveled every year. And you need to do only the check mark. For the next part, that's gonna be grammar. That's gonna be grammar part number 6. Okay, the past simple using regular verbs. Remember that in here, we're gonna be using all or every noun, okay? And subject. For example, I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Okay, and we are gonna change the verbs to the past. For example, they lived in a village. In the negative part, we didn't. Using the auxiliary. Okay, I'm gonna change to Spanish. Cuando usamos el auxiliar didn't, ya estamos hablando en pasado. Por ende, el verbo debe mantenerse en presente. No podemos unir 2 tiempos en una misma oración. Si ya usamos el didn't como negativo, porque esto es el construction de did not, Ya al usar didn't, automáticamente se entiende que estamos hablando en pasado. Por ende, el verbo debe mantenerse presente. Ahora, hay algunos verbos que se le debe cambiar a ed, más de ellos. ¿Ok? Hay otros verbos que solamente se le debe agregar la d, aquellos verbos que terminan en la letra e. Ejemplo, like, solo se le debe agregar la d. Ojo y cuidado con esto. No todos los verbos, ¿ok? Hay reglas dependiendo de. Para eso se compartió con ustedes una lista por medio del grupo de WhatsApp para que verifiquen cuáles son los verbos regulares. Ahora, en esa lista no están todas las palabras. Recuerden que existen millones de palabras, pero están las más usadas. Verbs ending in consonant plus y. Los verbos que terminan en consonante más la y son aquellos verbos que se van a cambiar a IED. For example, study, porque study termina en la D, que es consonante, plus Y. La palabra play, aquí no puedo escribir muy bien con este, vamos a intentarlo. Play, ajá, no me salió tan mal. Ajá. Esta letra es vocal, es una A. Por lo tanto, esta Y yo no la puedo reemplazar a IED. No puedo, está incorrecto. Se debe mantener la palabra play. Vamos a ver si me sale. Ahí, pegadito a la Y. Esta es una E, pegadita a la Y. Uy, ahí está. ¿Ok? Entonces, el verbo en pasado, play, debe quedar. ¿Por qué? Porque está la vocal y después está la Y. ¿Ok? Cierro aquí. Traveled. Hay algunos verbos que se le va a doblar la letra final. For example, travel. Cuando hablamos de travel, yo debo doblar esa L. Y algunas palabras que tienen vocal más consonante, simplemente agregarle la ed. ¿Ok? Esta parte sería la de gramática. Vamos a ver qué nos cae. Quitarlo del texto. Muy bien. Ahora, una vez entendido, esta parte solamente es practicar. Voy a continuar entonces a la parte de grammar number 7. That's the practice. Voy a cambiar entonces to English. In here, we are going to be listening to the audio. And we need to check the pronunciation of the word in past, simple past. For example, the word worked, the sounds like T at the end. T, stayed, the, started, ed.
Unit 8. Recording 2. 1,
Worked.
2,
Stayed.
3,
Started.
Okay, very
Unit 8. Recording 2. 1,
Worked.
2,
Stayed.
3,
Started.
next. So in here, visited, the sound is id, visited. The next word, played, the sounds ends at D. Played. Watched ends with T. Watched. Cooked. The end of the sound or the pronunciation is like T. Cooked. Wanted. Wanted. Is better. It's really good that you pronounce aloud, and if you can record your voice when you are practicing the pronunciation, it's really important, it's really good, so you can do it. Okay, in here we need to complete the sentences with the correct form of the verb in brackets. Then I'm gonna show you or gonna play the audio so you can check your answers. In here it says, at school my lesson started at 9 o'clock in the morning. I traveled the I traveled. Remember that I am doubling the letter L, traveled to school by train. Then number 3, I have the word clean. So I cleaned my dad's car every weekend. Oh, look at here. We have a negative. When we have a negative, remember that we need to use the auxiliary did in past time and change it to contraction of negative. Didn't. So didn't like my English teacher at school, and the verb keeps in present. At school, I played sports every day. I often study. We have a consonant and Y. So I studied in a cafe. Okay, we have all of them correct. Remember to check them. Continue to the next one. So in here, you change the sentences from the previous activity so they are true for you. So this is like an extra activity that you can do for to reinforce your practicing grammar. I'm gonna go to grammar number 9. I'm gonna tell you or show you what is the part of grammar number 9. Here it is. You need to write true or two false sentences about when you were a child. You need to use these verbs: arrive, clean, cycle, finish, listen to, like, live, love, play, study, talk to, travel, use, visit, walk, watch, and work. Remember that all of these verbs you need to change it um, to the past simple. If you're gonna use the negative part, for example, that are false, in the negative to use didn't. Remember, didn't and the verb keeps in present. And here we have examples. For example, I watched Pokemon on TV every day. Then example that can be negative is like I didn't watch Pokemon on TV every day. So you are gonna have the same sentence in present or affirmative, and then you in present, no, I'm sorry, in affirmative using the past verb, and you're gonna change it to negative using the auxiliary did to represent the past of the verb. So this is everything about the unit 8A. And remember, if you have questions, you can text me on WhatsApp group. Also, you can check page 130, and that's everything that I'm gonna be showing you in this video. Hope that you get this video clear for you.